Welcome. In this session, we will learn how to add menus to our application. As you can see, PyCharm menu here, we have options, file, edit, view, and we will learn how to add this menu to our application. For that, we use a class menu from the TK intro library. So I'm in code editor and I will make that here. This is the object here which I will catch, and then menu, this is the name of the class. I have to send it the parameter that where in which window this menu is to be placed. So I will say root, place this menu in root window. Now I have to do here config, root.config. I will explain this after writing this. I will write menu is equals to menu. So what I'm saying here, root is our main window of our application, and we are configuring here that it has a menu. We are calling this config function that will configure the menu for our application. So this is the parameter which we are giving, and we are giving the value here menu. So what we are saying add a menu to our root window which we have just made here by calling this class. So this is the object menu here, and this is the parameter which we are setting there. So now what we got the menu here, but it's empty. That is, there is no, like, we have an empty menu there. There is no file, edit, view, or any other option which we want there. We have to add all of those there. So menu is there. Let's add something to this menu. So what we add here, like this file, is a submenu. So edit is also a submenu. So they are also derived from the class menu, but they are submenu and we have to add them to this menu. So what we will do here, I will again create a sub menu which I will equal to menu class again, and then now I have to set here where I want this sub menu to be. I don't want this in root window, I want this in the menu bar which I have just created. So by doing this, we have made a menu bar in our application, and now I will say this submenu object when I am creating the class here. So I will give menu here, which means that add this submenu to the menu which we have just created. So in the next line, this drop down feature, as you can see this panel drop down here, so this is called cascading in TK interlibrary, and I have to call it on this menu object which I have here. So I will write menu dot add cascade, this function here. This will add the drop down functionality in our menu, and we have to give it a label. For example, I have added this drop down functionality for file, so its label name is file, and this one label name is edit, and this one label name is view. So we have to provide a name for the drop down. So what I will do here, I will provide this here. As I'm saying, add a drop down. So what you want to name the drop down, so I will say label is equals to, let's say file, if we are replicating this menu here which we have. So I have a label named file here, and then I have to tell what is the menu here. So I will say menu is equals to submenu. So make a cascading drop down functionality here with the name file, and on clicking on this file, what we have to show, we have to show this submenu. So now we can add things like when I open file, there is new project, new scratch file. So I can add those to this submenu here. How I will add? To this submenu, I will write submenu dot add command. As you can see, when I open this file, when I click on a new project, it's a command. There is something to happen on this click. So on new project, it will create a new project, and on clicking a new, it will show the option to new and whatsoever we want to do in our application. So it's a command. I'm saying on submenu, add a command here. What command? As you can see, every command has a name. This is a new project, then new and new scratch file. So I have to provide a name, and name is provided by label. I will say label is equals to, let's say we add open here. So first option, let it be open. And then we will provide the function what it has to do, but we will do it later when we move next to this part of code. First of all, I want to add the submenus and show you how these work. So I will add another command here. Let's say submenu. I can add the number of commands I want here. So there are a lot of commands here like these. So first command I have added is open. The second one, let's say it be quit the application. For now, our application has two commands only, so I will just show you that how this works. So I will just quickly run this and you can see the output here. As you can see, it's on the top bar. It's showing it on the top bar because in Macintosh operating system we have menus on the top here. But when you will be running it on Windows, it will appear here in our application on the top. So as Python is generate codes for native operating systems which we have in Macintosh, all the menus, as you can see, when I click on PyCharm, the menu is still on the top, and when I go into any other application, the menu appears to be on the top. So our application menu comes here. As you can see, I have only added file here, so when I click on file, it shows me two options, open and quit. And for the Windows users, not for the Macintosh, there is one more thing here. You will be seeing a dotted line, that is tear off line on top of open. We cannot see it on Macintosh, but on Windows you will see it. So how we can remove that? That is just to tear off the menu that we can tear off there. So in our submenu, we will add tear off is equals to 0. So now when you will run it again, that dotted line will be removed. So when you will again click on file, which will appear here in this window, in the Windows operating system, now that will be removed. So why that dotted line is there? This is only for Windows operating systems. So that line is, how we are removing this? That is the tear off line. So on default, that is on index 0. When I open this file, on index 0 there is a tear off line. So by writing this tear off equal to 0, I am declaring that, I am saying that there should be no dotted line there. We do not want the tear off functionality. You can use 0 here or false here, and that will just remove that line there. So if you do not want the tear off functionality, basically tear off functionality just removes this windows from there when you will click on it. So you can move it anywhere. So if you do not want that functionality, just tear off equal to 0. And for Macintosh operating system, if we write it or not write it, it's same. So let's move forward. As we can see in the drop down, we have two options, open and quit. Let's add another thing here. Let's take an example here. In PyCharm, when I open file, you can see the separator lines here. Below rename project, you can see a light gray line, and after default settings, there is also a light gray line. These are separators that separate different options there. So how we can add that? I will just add a separator between open and quit. We can just write here submenu dot add separator. Here we have an option. So submenu dot add separator. Okay, we missed it there like this. Okay, I will just run it again and you can see the separator in our window here. As you can see, in between open and quit there is a separator line. So these things we can just add in our view to separate different things. So now I will go ahead and add another option here like edit. So as you can see in this there is edit, so I will just add another, so we will name it submenu 2. So this one be the submenu 1 and I am adding a submenu 2. It will be a menu and I will say go in menu, that we have main menu. We have one main menu which is this one. So every submenu goes into this part. So if you're getting it that this menu is the line, complete line, and then we are adding things in this. So we first of all added this submenu, now we are adding a submenu 2. Let's add the tear off functionality here as well. Tear off is equals to 0. We do not want that dotted line in Windows operating system there. So now I will add this submenu to our menu by add cascade, because we want the drop down functionality, and then I will tell the label name, let it be edit. So its menu will be menu submenu 2 here, because now I am telling our menu that add in another menu cascade drop down menu and its menu will be submenu 2. So edit will be submenu 2. Now I can add different commands to submenu 2. So I will write submenu 2 dot add command here and I will give it a label. For example, edit, I can say undo or and redo there. So I will just copy this thing here and I will add a redo. And I will quickly run this again and we will see the output here. Okay, let's see. As you can see, edit is there. And when I open it, there is undo and redo option. So we can add as many options, as many submenus we want there. As you can see in PyCharm, there are a lot of, so that depends upon our application, the requirement of our application. So the next thing we will do here is, as you can see, when I open file and I click on open, nothing happens. But there should be some functionality happening behind these. So how we can add? So as you can see, we are adding a command here with the name label, for example, open, quit, undo, redo. So beside doing this, we can add a command here as we added for the button. So I will write command, and then we will provide the name of the function that we want the functionality to be doing. So I will say open clicked. So I will define a function here named open clicked that will be called when I press open. So I will say open clicked, and what I want to do here is I will just print something on screen. Open clicked, open was clicked. So it will be printed here in the console that when I run this. So I will just run this. Okay, file, I click on open. As you can see here, open was clicked is printed here. So this functionality was called. So whatever functionality we want there, we can just do it as per the requirement of our application. So I will just click it again and we will see. As you can see, open was clicked is typed again, and then I will click it again. So it went into this function. So simply what we are doing here, we are saying add a command named open and then call this function when it is clicked. So simply this is what we are saying here. Now on quit, I will just, there is a label quit. So what we will add a functionality, we will quit our application when this button is clicked. So I will add a command here and I will name this function quit application. So we will make this function now here. Quit application will just close the application. So we have a function here named quit. So this quit function will close our application. So let's see if quit is working here or not. So I will just run it again and we will see the output. Now our application is here. Now when I press quit here, it should be closed. I pressed it and as you can see, process finished with exit code 0. So our application is working fine. When I press this button quit here, it quit the application by calling this function here. So by doing this, we can make as many submenus as we want and then attach it with the functions which we want. So we can add the functionality as required by our application. So this is how we add menus to our application. So I will just simply run it again and we will see it. I will just give a brief conclusion again. So what we have here, we have a window, our menu is on the top, and in Windows this menu will appear inside of this application as that is the native behavior of Windows applications. But due to Mac, it is a native behavior that the menu appears on the top. So we have the menu on the top and we have two submenus here, file and edit. How we achieved this? First of all, we created a menu and then we told the root window that configured this menu. So after doing these two lines, we were having an empty menu there, like on the top where there was no submenus like file, edit, view. So this added a empty menu. Now we can add as many submenus as we want. So here I added first submenu and then we added second submenu. So we can add third, fourth, fifth and sixth as per requirement of our application. So first of all, I made this submenu here. So tear off, remove that dotted line in Windows operating system. And then add cascade means a drop down menu. For the file, we included a submenu named file and we told it that it's a submenu, and then add command. So by using this add command function, we can add as many commands as we want in our submenu. So I added two, open and quit, and then we add a separator here as well. We learned about separators and then we attach them to the functions. So we can attach these two functions and we can add the functionality as per our requirement. And then in this submenu we didn't add any command, but we can do it as per our requirement. So we successfully added a menu, and that's all from this session. TTK is a new module introduced by TK Interlibrary. This module has 6 new widgets. So it has total 18 widgets, 12 of them are old widgets and 6 of them are new. So the widgets in TTK module gives an application a better look and feel. So they are new and they are changed a little bit. So the new widgets which we have in TTK module are combo box, notebook, progress bar, separator, size grip and tree view. These are the 6 new widgets introduced by TTK module. The old way of declaring a button, a TK enter button, is that we write the name of the widget. For example, we are making a button widget, so we write a name of button and we declare the widget. But in the new module TTK, when you declare a button, you write TTK dot name of the widget. So this is the way of making a TTK widget. Welcome! In this session, we will compare TK enter button widget and TTK module button widget. So to use the TTK module button, first of all, we have to import TTK module. So what I will do here, I will import it quickly from TK enter library, import TTK. So what I'm saying here, from this library, TK enter, import this module TTK. So now I can make both TK enter buttons and TTK module buttons. So what I will write here, first of all, I will create TK enter button that we have been doing so far. So I will say root and its text will be, let's say I will say TK enter button. And now I will make TTK module button. So I have to write TTK dot button. So it will be this modules button and I will put it in root window and its text will be, let's say TTK button. And I will pack these both to show them on screen. So I will write pack here. Now I will quickly run this to see the output and we can simply see the difference between the styling of these buttons. As you can see, TK enter button and TTK button, there is a difference in the style. We can use style class for styling TTK module widgets. So as in case of label, we used BG for background and FG for foreground, but in case of TTK widget, we have to use style class. So these TTK widgets, they give a better look and feel to an application. So that's all from this session.